This meeting is being recorded. All right, making sure we're all muted and then coming to a comfortable seated position. All right. Well, friends, my name is Kaylin. You know the deal. Your favorite yogi here. Well, maybe not your favorite, but a yogi you're very fond of, nonetheless. I'm a Kripalu trained yoga teacher. So, Kripalu yoga is really about empowering you in every moment to come into your fullest expression of a posture. And that may look different than a pose did yesterday, and it may look different tomorrow, but it's all just about honoring the journey you're at in this moment. So if anything that I'm offering to you just doesn't feel in alignment with where you are right now, then please feel encouraged, empowered to make micro movements, change the posture a little bit. You don't like downward facing dog? Go into child's pose. It's all good. I'm doing my job when you don't necessarily look exactly like I do, right? Everyone's expression of yoga is going to be different, and that's the beauty of it. And of course, any numbness, pinching, tingling, all of those are just our body asking us to go softer, to shift something, to change something. So if you do find one of those like hard edges in your body today, really send the breath and awareness there on the inhale and use the exhale to soften those areas. See what adjustments you need to make to better embody the posture for you. And our focus today is being the calm in the storm. And so this is body love yoga, right? It's an intermediate class. So it's always going to be focused on this journey that you have to this physical being that you embody in this life and the magnificence of it. But today we're going to really shed light on the fact that this body encapsulates who we are, which is our calm center in the storm of life. It can be swirling chaos and anarchy around us, but this body here houses our ability to be grounded, calm, and centered no matter what is happening at us, around us, or anything in between. So we're really going to bring the focus to that in this practice. So finding that comfortable seat, whether it's in a chair, on the earth. I'm sitting on a cushion to lift my hips up a little bit, help me lift and lengthen through the crown of the head. Big deep breath in through the nose to lift up nice and tall here. Zip up to the core, head over heart, heart over center, and then exhale to soften the shoulders down the back body. Palms rotate up. Take a big deep breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth, sigh. Let go of everything that brought you to this point today. So you're not carrying anything onto the mat with you other than your experience in each moment. Big deep breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. One more time, in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Beautiful. When you're ready, begin to allow the eyelids to soften or close, beginning the journey inward, the journey to yourself, to this body. And as you're here, really envision yourself as the calm in the storm. Any thoughts that come into your head, let them come out and whirl around you. Any distractions, any to-do lists, any lingering problems, extended family members, bills, scheduling. These are all external things. And you in this body, this perfect form, can remain grounded, centered amidst all of it. None of this touches you, penetrates you. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, grounding into that calm. Using that inhale to be tall and erect through the crown of the head, and the exhale to keep things soft. Because there is a strength to the calm, but a gentility to the calm as well. Breathing deep in through the nose and out through the nose. If there's any other thoughts, they can continue to swirl around you. But as you continue to breathe, elongate the exhale, making it twice as long as the inhale. And see if that doesn't start to calm down the spinning around you. See as you drop into this meditative inward state, do these things become less and less important, take up less of your consciousness until they sort of just disappear, fade away. Because when you are calm, that energy extends out to everyone and everything around you. It allows things to be done with ease. It allows you to see what really needs your attention and what needs to be done in a moment of need or crisis. This calm is housed perfectly, nestled into that heart space where it lives always. Just waiting to be seen, acknowledged, turned on with the breath, with the awareness. Taking 3 more deep breaths here, in through the nose and out through the nose, in silence, following your own timing. When you're ready, begin to wiggle the fingers, entering back into the space around you. And then inhale, arms come out side to side, big and beautiful, bold. So the palms come and touch, gaze lifts. Exhale, tuck the chin into chest, hands slide down to heart center. Inhale to come out and up, scooping up some of that calming energy of the universe that resides by your heart space, kept safe by your lungs, your ribs, always in motion with you as you move through your day. One more breath cycle here. Inhaling to come out and up. Exhaling to slide it down to heart center. This time, inhaling, keep the chin where it is. Exhale to slide the ear, roll the ear towards the shoulder. Inhale to return to center. Exhale to the other side. Little flow here, side to side, linking your breath and your movement. Acknowledging what a great gift each breath is. Next time you're even on both sides, inhale, bring that head up to center, bring one palm to the earth, and inhale to lift the other arm up and overhead. Now, I almost always advocate for like a little bit of movement in these postures here, but today, what would it be to settle into that calm, to live into it? Of course, if you feel the need to move, please do that. You could use the inhale to open up that shoulder and the exhale to round it forward. Or you could really see how far is it that you're ready to go today. Making sure that both thighs stay firmly rooted and grounded to the earth, feeling that opening from the hip bone all the way up through the armpit here. All while keeping that connection, breathing in deep. And exhale slowly back out the nose. Inhale brings you all the way back through to center. And then exhale the journey on to the other side here. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Remembering this is a safe space for sighs, moans, groans, so you can let it on out here. Breathing deep. One more breath cycle here. And then inhale to come all the way back through to center. And then exhale, twist, turning to look out past that back shoulder. One hand floats back and behind you like a kickstand, and the other hand floats to the outer edge of the opposite knee. Use that exhale to twist and turn, looking out past behind you. And use that inhale to see if you can press into that hand back behind the sits bones and lift the crown of the head a little bit farther towards the sky. Pausing here, sinking in to this calm, receiving the benefits of this posture. Appreciating the spine that moves so beautifully, enabling you to do great things in the world every day. Inhale to come all the way back through to center. Exhale to twist and turn, looking out past the back shoulder. Finding the balance and movements in your body and noticing any differences from side to side. This is the time for you to cultivate awareness of your body so you can carry that compassion off of the mat with you today. What parts of you need a little bit more love, a little bit more tending to? Inhale, take a big deep breath in through the nose, filling up that lung space, and exhale to rotate, coming forward. Bring the soles of the feet to touch in front of you here and come to a little foot massage, a little self-love here, a little tender care. Starting with each toe, giving a little squeeze, a little massage, and then working your way down the toes towards the foot, the feet. I guess it depends on whether you're massaging one foot or both feet. Moving down towards the arches, the heels, giving little squeezes here. All right. Once the feet feel nice and cared for, tended to, interlace the fingers and wrap them around the toes, or bring the hands to grab the shins here. Whichever you're choosing, inhale to lift and lengthen tall, extending through the crown, core nice and active. You're tucking that belly button up and in. On a big deep breath in through the nose, then take that next exhale, hinge forward from the hips and keep that nice flat back. Elbows can come out side to side, and use each exhale to see if you can hinge forward even just a centimeter more, celebrating the journey of this body. Every centimeter, millimeter, it all matters. It's all worth acknowledging and celebrating. Take one more big breath in here through the nose. And then exhale. Now allow the spine to round. Hands can reach forward. Oh, feel that opening in the hips. Breathe deep here. Thanking yourself for making this time for you. You are worthy of this time. This body is worthy of this time, of this care, of this attention. Keeping those deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Inhale to slowly rise on up, and then come forward onto hands and knees. If you do have any props here, you can scooch those on out of the way. Knees stacked under hips, hands or fists stacked under ankles, or under shoulders. Now, the fist option is really great if you have any sensitivity in the wrist, such as like carpal tunnel or something like that. And then tuck that belly button up and in, connecting to the muscles of the core here and extending all the way out through the crown of the head, gaze flat on the earth in front of you. Nice straight back from the tip of the tailbone, extending all the way through the crown of the head. And then from here, inhale, tilt the pelvis, drop the belly, open the heart, and lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the belly button up and in, chin to chest. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Inhale, the shoulders slide closer together. Exhale, the shoulders slide farther apart. One more time. Inhale, the shoulders slide closer together. Exhale, the shoulders slide farther apart. Inhale to return to that nice flat back here. Inhale, extend the left leg straight out, back and behind, keeping those toes pointed and flexed, or pointed, not flexed. And then inhale to lift the opposite arm right out in front of you. Now, if this feels like more than you're ready to offer in this moment, that hand can come back down to the earth, or it could even just come a little bit off of the earth. But the goal here is really to keep the center, to not to like weeble and wobble from side to side, but like keep it all in the center here. Holding for 3 more breaths. Knowing that you've got this. I believe in you. However you're doing this pose, just hold it for 1 more and then exhale. The hand floats down and then the knee bends. Bring that knee all the way up and through. Left knee by left hand, left foot by right thigh, and then slide that back leg back. The farther back that leg slides, the deeper the stretch will be. And then pull the left hip back, the right hip forward. So squaring those hips towards the front or the front edge of your mat. Inhale to lift up onto those fingertips into proud pigeon. This is the strength in the calm. This is it. Look back behind you. Make sure that leg is straight back behind you. If it isn't, then those hips aren't quite squared yet. And try pulling that hip forward a little bit. 1 more big breath in here, and then exhale, begin to soften the elbows, coming down towards the ground. Arm stacked on arm or fist on fist to come to resting pigeon here. This is the softness in that calm. I really feel like pigeon pose embodies what we're trying to do here. Breathing deep. This gesture of the calm being both strong and gentle. Breathing deep. Taking this time to check in with yourself. If any of those things that were swirling around you before come up again, and if they have, what would it be like to return to that breath, to quiet them again, to let them float off and away? Knowing that there's a time and space for those things, but it's not here. We're here to ground into our calmness, into our gratitude for this body, so that we can better meet those things when the time is appropriate. Inhale to begin to lift back up. Towards that proud pigeon, king pigeon. And then let those palms come down to the earth. Slide that knee back. Come back to tabletop pose here. We're just gonna bump the hips to the right. Look over the right shoulder at the hips. Bump the hips to the left. Look over the left shoulder at the hips. It's a little like booty pendulum swings here, side to side. Love it. And if you haven't said hey to your Tish today, now's the time. You're like, hey. How you doing over there? Looking good, friend. Yeah, get sweet on it. Beautiful. All right. Coming back to center, reestablishing that strong tabletop foundation here. So hands or fists under shoulders, knees stacked under hips, tucking that belly button up and in here. And then inhale to extend that right leg straight out, back and behind. Choosing if you're going to layer on that left hand. What would it mean? Even just a little bit. Something's better than nothing, my loves. So what is it that you're going to bring to the party today? Deep breaths here. Admiring the strength and beauty of your form, of all the poses that it is able to make, in all the ways it expresses each of these poses. Knowing there's no right or wrong in yoga, just your practice in this moment. Big deep breath in through the nose and then exhale, drop that hand down, bend the knee, bringing it all the way through. Right knee by right hand, right foot by left thigh. Slide that back leg back here. Turning around, making sure that leg is nice and straight behind you, pulling back the right hip, pulling the left hip forward. Almost like a scissor hugging of the leg motion here. And then inhale to lift tall. Feel the abdomen engaged here, helping to stabilize you and lift you tall. Deep breaths. Proud pigeon. Peeking on that back leg, making sure it's nice and straight here. Big deep breath in. And exhale to melt your way down to the mat. Oh, bring it on down. Breathing deep. Surrendering once again. Perhaps observing yourself in the eye of a storm. Or perhaps that calm essence has pervaded your whole being, allowing you to be a lighter, less reactive version of yourself, requiring less stress on this physical body, less stress on the mind, less stress on the heart, more simplified way of being, available to you at all times. Inhale to begin to slowly make your way back up. First, returning to our proud pigeon. And then dropping the hands down, sliding that back leg up. Returning back to tabletop here. Inhale, lift the right leg out to the side and just make some circles with the leg here. They could be big or small, yogi's choice. But whatever you're choosing here, just make sure that you're not losing your center. You're not going side to side. You're strong and steady. Bringing that knee down to the earth, and then inhale, lift the left leg out to the side and making those hip circles. Reverse going in the opposite direction. Keeping that strong connection to the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Bring that knee down to the earth, palms firmly rooted, starfish fingers here spread wide, really pressing into the suction cup of those palms. And then inhale, lift just the knees up off the earth, coming into a floating tabletop here. One more second, and then inhale, lift those hips all the way up and back. Walk the hands up towards the front edge of the mat if you need to come into downward facing dog, pedaling the feet out. Breathing deep. Taking a moment just to appreciate your legs. Side to side, and then find something that you can hold for a few breaths here. Just settle in, elongating through the spine, really pressing into the hands, elbow creases radiating out, neck and head in line with the arms, and bending those knees if you need to get the nice flat back. So if I straighten my legs, I round quite a bit, but if I bend the knees, I can really get that nice flat back. So we want to prioritize the back over the idea of a form or what we think the posture should look like. Inhale to come forward into plank. Exhale those hips up and back. We're going to make a little flow here. Inhale to come forward. Exhale to push up and back. 3 more. Inhale, staying strong. Always drop those knees down as an option here. And always an option to come back into child's pose. Last one. And then inhale to step or hop your way towards the front of your mat, coming into a forward fold, allowing yourself to hang here for a few moments. So bringing the hands to the earth, or bending the knees if you need to bring the hands to the earth, or grab opposite elbows. And just let the flow of energy change direction in the body. Shake things up a little bit. You can wiggle side to side. Shake the head no. Feeling the jaw nice and loose, unhinged. Shaking the head yes. Keeping everything nice and loose and limber in the body through your loving awareness and attention. Inhale to release the elbows if you're holding on to them. And inhale to slowly rise. Just standing at the top of your mat until the head is the last thing to come upright. Oh, yes, that's that. Beautiful. Coming into mountain pose here, our foundational standing pose. So every standing pose that we do, the legs might change direction a little bit, but everything else is the same. So feet hip width distance apart, slight micro bend in the knees, pelvis tilted slightly forward as the thighs are active and engaged, pulling towards each other. Zipped up in the core, extending that energy up all the way through the crown of the head. And exhale to soften the shoulders down the back body. Hands extend out side to side and pausing to breathe. Taking a nice big deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Just feeling this, feeling into your strength, into your power. Beautiful. Inhale, palms rise overhead, fingers interlace, and then extend just the pointer fingers out. So coming into steeple grip here. All right, so that same mountain energy, but now like extended tall towards the sky. Big deep breath in. Exhale to lift the arms up and over to the side. Pausing here, settling into the calm of this posture. Can you feel it in your body? Kind of think of the calm in yoga as like your sweet spot, that place where you feel the posture everywhere and nowhere at the same time. There's not an acute sensation, but the whole body actively working together to support the pose. It's like the living embodiment on the mat here. Inhale to come all the way back up to center. Lifting up tall, and then exhale to come out and over, other side. Big side stretch. Breathing deep into it, creating more space with the breath. Inhale to come all the way back through to center, and then exhale, sliding the hands down to heart center, hips come back and down, chair pose, Utkatasana. Seeing if you can lift your toes up off the ground. If you can, then that weight is distributed back and behind. You're nice and sturdy. That's the goal, friends. Oh, big deep breath in. Exhale, twist. Elbow comes to the outer edge of the opposite knee. So if this doesn't feel stable for you, then you can just keep at center. Or you could even bring one hand to the earth and with the other hand to the sky if that feels more stable for you. Choosing your path. What's going to honor you in this moment. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale to the other side. You might be feeling a little heat here, a little shake. You are alive. Celebrate it, my friend. Can you find that calm in the midst of it all? Inhale to come back to center, and then exhale, straighten those legs, hands to the earth, forward fold. Breathing deep here. Making sure you're at the top of the mat. And then inhale, take a big step back with the right leg, about a leg's length. And the back foot comes to a 45 or 90-degree angle. And then pinwheel the arms all the way up, coming to warrior two. We're gonna make a little flow here. Inhale, straighten the legs, arms to the sky. Exhale to melt into warrior two. Inhale to come up to the sky. Exhale to come into warrior two. So just playing here, finding some smooth, unhurried movements. No rush. No objective other than just to be here now in this body. One more time, big deep breath in through the nose. And then exhale, saddle in here. Front knee over front ankle, pressing into the knife edge of that back foot. So like the outer, like pinky side edge of that foot. Slight micro bend in that back knee. Hips turned as much as they can to the long edge of the mat while keeping that knee pointing in the same direction as the toes. Really dropping down through that pelvis and using the inhale to lift and length, extending you tall through the crown. Shoulders squared to the long edge of the mat, opening up those arms. Bam. Strong, powerful, yet calm. Turn the head to look out over the front hand. Fully embodied here in the present, but ready to meet whatever comes towards you with a sense of peace and trust in your heart. Breathing in that peace and trust. And exhale to give some of that peace and trust back out into the world. Inhale, breathing in peace and trust. Exhale to release peace and trust back out into the world. Inhale, front hand comes up, back hand comes down, warrior three. Really opening up that heart space here. Big deep breath in and exhale, front elbow to front leg. Inhale to pinwheel all the way back up. Exhale to come forward. So it's that calm amidst the movement of life, how we keep that sturdy base no matter what is fluctuating around us. Oh. Pausing here the next time that elbow finds its way to the knee. Breathing deep here. And then inhale, imagine you're pulling a giant hook to pull you all the way up to warrior two again. And then straighten that front leg, heel toe the feet to come back towards each other, hands to heart center, returning to mountain. This time bringing a hand to the belly, a hand to the heart, allowing the eyes to soften or close. And return to the breath, return to your heart space. Are you cultivating that calm, that peace, the trust? Or something else coming up for you? And if it is, it's worth acknowledging and naming. When we name, when we acknowledge, we take away the fear of the unknown. And then we can move towards it with more confidence, with more peace, more trust, more calm. Beautiful. Stepping back to the front of your mat. Oh, standing in mountain pose once again, feeling that strength and energy. And then taking a big step back, about a leg's length with the left foot this time. Bringing front knee over front ankle. And then we're going to inhale, straighten that front leg, arms to the sky. Exhale, arms come out, knee bends. Inhale to come up, perhaps lifting the gaze towards the hands, and exhale to come forward. A little bit of flow here. Acknowledging that, we really focused at the beginning about being a bit more static as we were establishing that sense of calm, right? And then we build off of it, right? We're not always going to be in that place of calm. Things are going to happen around us, move around us. And it will be our responsibility to reestablish, to recalibrate, to come back to. All right, that next exhale, settle back into that warrior two again. Arms open and square to the long edge of the mat. Abdomen active and engaged, lifting tall through the crown while simultaneously dropping down through the pelvis. Front knee over front ankle. 45 to 90 degree angle in that back foot, slight micro bend in that back leg, and then lastly turning to look out over the front hands. Breathing deep here. Once again, on this other side, present and fully embodied in this moment, but ready to greet whatever's coming towards us. Whatever's coming towards you. I believe in you. Inhale, that front hand comes up, the back hand comes down. Pausing here for a moment. Feeling the difference in the body here. What changes for you when you come into warrior three. And then bringing it to a flow of exhale. Oh, and inhale. Really using that pause in between the inhale and the exhale to settle into the posture, to fine tune it, and then being ready to move on to the next posture, the next expression. The next time you inhale, pivot on the ball of that back foot. Hands come all the way down to the earth. Bring that back knee down to the earth. Bring that right leg to meet the left, and then melt all the way down into child's pose. Pausing here for 4 breath cycles. Fully surrendering. When you're ready, slowly rise back up, hinging upwards from the hips, extending tall through the crown of the head. Inhale, extend those arms straight out in front of you. Exhale, rotate the hands, float the hands back and behind, and interlace the fingers, or you can place a strap behind you, grab onto the strap, getting the hands as close together as possible, really rolling the shoulders back onto the body. And then inhale to pull the hands back and down, open up that heart space, gaze lifted, and exhale, hinge forward from the hips, bringing the forehead or top of the head to the earth, coming into Yoga Mudra. If you're someone who experiences claustrophobia, this is not what might not be ideal for you. You can also do the same gesture standing. Breathing deep here. Coming into Yoga Mudra, where the wisdom of the heart is elevated above the wisdom of the head. Keeping that connection to the breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Hands lifting up towards the sky. And on the next inhale, activate those core muscles, extend out tall through the crown, and then begin to lift slowly back up to that seated position, releasing those hands and allowing them to float back to the thighs, coming on to the sides of the hips, pivoting the feet in front of you, soles of the feet flat on the earth, hands come to the back of the thighs, preparing for boat pose. Inhale, find those sits bones, connect deep down to the earth here through them, and then begin to lean back, coming into boat. Hands could stay on the thighs or come out side to side. Perhaps you'd like to lift the arms up and overhead or extend the legs straight out. That is a regular part of your practice. I call you now to it if that's what feels right for you. Big deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Knowing that even just a few inches off the ground is still a boat pose. It's still working those same muscles. If anything, it even, like for me, like it's a bit harder because I don't often engage those lower ones as much because I'm often up here. So it's always worth just like being like, ooh, what's gonna like do it for me today? Just like in general, always ask yourself that question. That's a good question. All right, enough. Exhale, feet to the earth. Wrap your arms around your knees and just come into your own little love cave. Give yourself a moment of respite and rest with this body, just cuddled up to the self. Inhale to rise up, jump right back into that boat, perhaps trying something a little bit different than you normally do, just because it can be nice to mix it up a little bit. Maybe from that place of calm and centeredness, you can see that there's something that you don't normally do that might be more advantageous for you in this moment. Who knows? And then exhale. Oh, let it out. Wrap up in yourself. Take refuge in your own body, in your own space. And then inhale, slowly roll on up. So we're going to come to do legs up the wall. And this is like a classic pose for helping to calm the body and mind. So you come at the wall like sideways, okay? So like the outer edge of my leg, with my left leg is pressed into the wall right now. My left shoulder is pressed into the wall. The closer you get to the wall at this stage, the better. Then from here, you're going to simultaneously begin to lay down and twist the legs up the wall. It's not something you normally do. It might need a little bit of practice. And so the thought process behind doing it this way is it actually allows you to get your tush closer to the wall, which deepens that opening in the back of the legs. Now we're going to chill here for about 2 minutes, and you could place a hand on the belly, a hand on the heart. You could open the arms in a V shape side to side. Or if you would like to come into cactus arms, you can add a nice little shoulder opener here to this. Totally up to you. But I just want us to melt back into that sense of calm, and peace, and trust. Breathing deep. This posture is so good for restlessness, agitation, wandering thoughts. And if those wandering thoughts have returned, returning to that breath of breathing in through the nose and elongating the exhale until it's twice as long as the inhale. One more big deep breath into the nose. And exhale, begin to slide the feet down the wall, twisting and turning and making your way back to the mat. Oh, as gently and loving as possible. Wow. All right, hug the knees in towards the chest. Nice big hug here. And gently rock side to side. So much love, compassion, patience, trust for this body that does so much in this life. We often become frustrated, impatient, wanting to be somewhere where we're not in this moment in our journey with our body, the way our body moves or looks or feels. But really, this moment is nothing short of perfection. One more big deep breath in through the nose and exhale. Let those knees fall all the way to one side. Open up the arms with either a big Texas T straight out at shoulder height or cactus arms by bending 90 degrees at the elbows. And then turning the head to look in the opposite direction of the knees, melting into this supine twist. Big, deep cleansing breaths here. Inhale to bring knees to center, gaze to center. Exhale to the other side. Making sure those shoulders stay firmly rooted to the earth. Inhale to bring knees and gaze back to center. And exhale to stretch out nice and long here. Oh, and inhale to really make that stretch count from fingertip to toes, flexing everything. And exhale to soften. Oh, finding the balance here. Inhale to stretch, stretch, stretch. And exhale to soften. Oh, making your way towards your Shavasana. Any final stretches that would feel good to you. Any little tweaks can curl up your mat right under your neck for a little extra support here. Arms out to either side of the body in V shape. The low back is uncomfortable here. You can bend at the knees, bringing the soles of the feet flat to the earth and pressing into them to flush out the small of the back, and then allowing the knees to fall in towards each other. Remembering there's no right or wrong final resting pose. There's just what is going to bring you the greatest ease and relaxation so that you can receive all the benefits of your practice. Taking one last big deep breath into the nose, breathing in some calm energy, and exhale to release calm energy back out into the world. And drifting off into your Shavasana. Inhale to begin to wiggle the fingers and toes here. Taking any final stretches. It feels good to you. Oh yeah. And then rolling on to one side, easing the transition from the back to seated. Pausing here for a breath cycle into the nose and out through the nose. Gently pressing into the palms to make your way fully upright. Use an inhale to bring the hands to heart center or to place one palm over the other on the heart space. Closing our practice with 3 breaths, taking a deep breath into the nose. my wish for you on this day and every day that follows, peace of body, peace of heart, and peace of mind. Namaste, my love. Be well. And I'll see you next time. Bye. Where's the cursor? Oh no. Oh, there it is. I got this. No big deal.